Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how we can quickly create the Helm chart almost in few seconds. And also, we are going to create Kubernetes manifest file by using the Compose. For the creation of Helm chart, we are going to use Helmify. So what I have done, I've created a repository for you guys, and we are going to follow all the steps. For the installation of Helmify and Compose, we are going to use container, and the container is going to be official homebrew. So what I've done, I've already installed this Homebrew, or I should say I spun it. So you need to simply use this command. If you're using Linux, definitely this host path is going to be different. I mean, this syntax is going to be different, depends on your use case. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I've done that part. So simply I'm going to start this container. You need to simply copy paste this command and make sure the Docker daemon is running. So if I do Docker PS, my Cloud Geeks control plane, which is the Kubernetes kind cluster, is up and running. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply start my container of Helmify, right? Helmify, and let's start it. And if I do docker ps, you see two containers up and running. Let me show you in the console as well. So let me do that. Okay. So these are the two containers. We are going to play with this container, and you see this directory is now created on my desktop, right? So what I'm going to do, simply I'm going to do exec into this Helmify, right? And I'm going to do the installation. So installation, in fact, I've already done it, tested all the stuff for you guys. So the installation is going to be with regard to the Helmify. So simply you need to copy this command and paste it in the terminal, right? And it is going to simply install the Helmify. You see, this package is installed, so that's why it is asking for reinstallation, bro. So that part is done. Now what we are going to do, I'm going to simply open another shell, and I'm going to exec again into the um, container Helmify, but this time I'm going to use root, right? Why I'm going to use root? Because I need to install some of the packages. So, okay, I'm root. So we are going to install the package compose, right? The compose package, right? So this part is done with regard to the exec. Here we have done exec as a root into this machine, and simply what we are going to do, we are going to do copy this part as today's date. The latest version of Compose is 1.27, and I've added all the links which you need to do. I mean, you can see, read the documentation, official Kubernetes, and other packages. You can simply navigate to these and read more about. So definitely, I'm not going to cover all the stuff regarding this, but I'm going to show you most powerful and quick way to create um, Kubernetes YAML files, right, from Docker Compose, and also we are going to create Helm charts. So we are now covering the installation part, right? So let it install this, and then we are going to simply see all the stuff. So as I told you, I have already done that. Till then, I'm going to while it is installing. What I'm going to do, let me show you that part. What I've added some of the example from this tutorial, but the basic stuff is just simple. In the Create directory, if you navigate to the Create section, what I've done, I've added two YAML files, deployment and service. So even from any example, you can take these and create deployment and YAML files. So what we are going to do, simply navigate to this Helm directory. I'm going to simply clone this guy right on my local machine. So simply I'm going to say git clone, and I'm going to open this in VS Code, right? So, okay, Let it download, and I'm going to do docker exec into the machine as a root, interactive shell, Helmify, and have a bash shell, right? So I'm going to do git clone here, right? So while it is downloading that file, I'm going to simply clone this repo on my um, container, which is mounted to this directory. You see, this is now available, right? So compose seems to be downloaded, and I'm going to make it executable as per this documentation provided by me. So let's do that and complete this part regarding the compose installation. So I'm going to make it executable, and simply I'm going to move this guy to my path. So when I do that, you see from this host, this compose is going to be moved to this particular slash user local pain compose. So anyway, if I do compose dash dash help, you will see that it is now installed. And if I do helmify, you see both are now available. We have not any piped anything, that's why it's complaining. But if you say how, it shows us all the parts. Anyway, now we are going to simply cd into Helmify, right, and do the testing. First of all, I'm going to show you how we can create Helm charts, and we are going to simply then test the Helm chart. So let me first of all bring my kind cluster to this container. For that, I'm going to simply navigate to this user directory. I'm going to copy this guy .cube, and I'm going to paste it here, right? And now, if I do kubectl get nodes, it's going to give me an error, right? Because I need to export the environment variable in this shell kubeconfig, and simply kubeconfig, right? Okay, let me, okay, I'm not in that directory. Let me navigate to mnt to export kube, sorry, kubeconfig dot cube, sorry, this guy, right? Kubeconfig, and if I do kubectl get nodes, I should be able to get my one node kind cluster, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create Helm chart. So we are going to simply open this in VS Code. So this is the same repo, guys. In this, you will see that we have Helmify directory. We are actually working on this gate in which I show you Docker, deployment YAML file and the service YAML file. What we are going to do, simply convert this file. So I've used the useful commands like Helm useful commands here somewhere. Yeah, it is added in the cheat sheet. You can watch, um, navigate to this cheat sheet and see most of the useful command for Helm. But the command we are going to use, first of all, we are going to see some of the templates. So simply copy this guy, right? And what I need to do, okay, first of all, let me create the chart. So for the creation of chart, what we are going to do, instead of, you can create a chart from the single YAML file, but we have two YAML files. You can even provide it multiple YAML files. So if you navigate to this Helmify GitHub official documentation, um, it supports, these um, YAML files, which includes the deployment, daemon set, service ingress, persistent volume, RBAC, service account cluster, all these now, supported. Anyway, this is the official documentation. If you want to read more, I've added the link for this. So now what we are going to do, we are going to do the conversion and make these file convert into Cloud Geeks Helm chart. So let's try to do that. So we are going to simply copy this guy. You can create an environment variable as well. So if you want to, right? I'm going to create this environment variable and I'm going to simply copy this guy and I'm going to copy this command, right? So simply copy this guy and paste it here. So you will see it started processing. I've enabled the verbosity. It sees the two files deployment and service, right? So it has created the Helm chart in the most professional way, which took a lot of time if you create it manually, although you can create it manually as well. But that is the reason why we're using this tool. It creates the perfect Helm chart for us. If you see, navigate to the deployments and navigate to the section regarding the Helm. So everything is perfectly created, right? So this is the service, this is the deployment YAML, and let's say we are going to update the values.yaml. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add target port, right? And I just want to use my custom image. Let's say I want to use QuickBooks 2018, right? And the image I want to use the green image from my official repo. And let's try to apply this Helm chart. So simply what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply this Helm chart and simply what I'm going to do, first of all, show you what would be the try, run, and debug is something where it talks to create cluster, right? So let me move this guy somewhere else. So let's try to run this command and okay. First of all, let me press Control C. I want to see that CloudGeek's Helm chart is now available and I want to show you the output. So let it run again. So this is the output. You see, um, it has perfectly outputting the Helm output in YAML state regarding the deployment and services, right, container. So let's try to deploy this. For the deployment, we are going to use this command, although we can use this command. So let's try to deploy with this command, helm upgrade dash install, and let me show you some of the part of this command. So we are going to use this Helm upgrade dash install. The chart name is going to be Cloud Geeks, and this is the directory which we are going to use. And hyphen f is the values.yaml which we have added custom image section. It is going to create namespace Cloud Geeks if it is not there. So simply what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste this command here and see the if the charts are perfectly created and we should be able to do the stuff. So okay, and if I do kubectl get nodes, okay, I got issue regarding the cursor access, right? So that's why it's complaining somewhere here, right? Okay, it was asking, you see, is config not found because we have added the debug section. So it is contacting the cluster as well. So let me do that part. So kubectl, okay, I'm going to simply export uh, kubeconfig and it is going to be slash mnt and dot kube config. Try to run kubectl get nodes, right? It is now able to access. I'm going to run the previous template command now again. So you see, it is not complaining anymore regarding this, only the warnings we have. So it has seized the location, right? So now we are going to use the command regarding the installation of our chart. So let's try to do that. And it says installing it now, and the right. So if I do Helm ls hyphen capital A, it shows us all the namespaces. If I do kubectl get all in namespace cloud geeks, okay, you will see that one of our container is running, which is we have provided anyway. Uh, this is the powerful command. You can use it. Let me show you the part again with regard to the values. You see, this is, I mean, everything is done professionally. Chart.yaml, Helm ignore file created, deployment, helpers.tpl. Simply, you need to provide directory, and you can do that with the command which I've already shown you, right? And it is going to create with a single file as well. Command I've already added it here somewhere. So simply, you need to pipe it to Helmify and do the verbosity. So that is how you can create powerful Helm chart in a few seconds, right? Now it's time to do practical regarding the compose. Compose is somewhere, for instance, you do the testing in the Docker Compose, and you want to deploy some of the manifest in your K8 cluster. That is where you want to convert those compose file into quick uh, YAML files. Although when those YAML files are converted, you can then convert into Helm chart as well. But which I've already covered it. Now what we are going to do, simply this part regarding the installation I have already done. So simply I'm going to use this command. I'm going to copy this command, which is the compose convert dash dash with compose annotation false. So it is not going to add any annotation with regard to the compose, and we are going to use the docker compose file, right? So move, I mean, close this section. Simply in Docker Compose, I've added the simple service Nginx, Nginx Alpine. It is not supported if you use dash dash restart unless stop. It supports always. So this is the simple stuff regarding that. So let me simply navigate to the section Helmify, right, and navigate to the Docker Compose. To ls we have nginx there, and we are going to simply run this command. So you see, it is created the Kubernetes manifest YAML files. So simply navigate to this section. You will see one nginx deployment manifest YAML file and nginx service YAML file, right? So let me get rid of the old stuff. First of all, I want to delete or uninstall simply okay, Cloud Geeks. So in the namespace Cloud Geeks, Cloud Geeks. So it is uninstalled that particular release if I do Helm ls-a. But this time what we are going to do, we are going to do the installation with, let me remove the Docker Compose as well. So you see, we have nginx service.yaml available now, and this deployment. So you can either go for this command kubectl apply -f and simply use this command. What it does, kubectl get all in namespace d4. I've not provided any namespace, so it has added, these, I mean, simple container nginx. So in this simple nginx container is added, so I've not added any um, QuickBooks 2018. I mean, and that my custom container. So simply use ctl delete hyphen f to delete all the manifest. And let's try to convert one of the, instead of using directory, I want to show you the part regarding the creation of single file. So let me first of all get rid of remove rf cloud geeks, right? So simply navigate to the Docker Compose section, Nginx, and we are going to use single deployment. Like we are going to get out this command, and right, and let's say I want to say my nginx deployment.yml. So simply what we need to do is to provide this nginx deployment, right? Deployment, and it is going to create this chart from deployment. So simply navigate to this section, and if you click this guy, you see Cloud Geeks Helm chart. So okay, it is the file regarding service. I'm going to remove this guy or put it here. We are going to use it um, to create the Helm chart. So you see, this is the one replica regarding the Nginx. This is the chart.yml templates. We have deployment template perfectly created for us. We have seen the demo regarding the creation of template. I mean, Helm chart deployment uh, from that. So let me simply remove this guy, and everything is done with regard to our Helm chart is completed. Now I just want to use the directory. So previously I've exported it this command. So I want to show you simple command. We are going to simply copy this guy, and we have all the YAML files, right? If I do, sorry, let me just bring this guy up. If I do ls in the next, we have deployment.yml and service.yml, right? So I'm going to paste this guy, and instead of using the environment variable, you can use simply this. In the next, we have this YAML file. You see, it has created the Helm chart with the specific name I want to use it. We gave the verbosity. So we have deployment service.yml, right? So if I navigate to this section, Docker, Docker Compose, you see our chart has created, right? In templates, you will see the values. In the next, YAML is the service, right? And deployment is the deployment. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. I will add the link of this GitHub repo in my video link section. Thank you. Have a nice day. Please like, share, and subscribe.